There we go. Hello everybody. Vortex Gaming versus Zodiac B. Week 4. Game 3. 4. PS4. There we go. Hello everyone. Hello Franco, hello Caswez. Hello everybody joining in. Chorning? Oh my goodness. The sign of a good stream, everybody, that I'm already fucking it up. So that's always a good sign so far. Hello everybody, welcome to the stream. Thank you for tuning in today. Elemental Sexy, thank you Caswez. Always love to see you guys support in there. Ooh, look at all this fun stuff. I've been fiddling with all my settings and everything, so there may be some new stuff that you can see on the stream and everything you can interact with. Feel free to have a play around with all of that and see how everything works and whatnot. I do have a few commands now in chat, so there is exclamation point followage, tells you how long you've been following me for. Exclamation point sense, and it gives you my sense that I use for my controllers and stuff. Also, exclamation point YouTube gives you a link to my YouTube channel, and exclamation point uptime will also give you a link to how long I have been online. Hello everyone. How you doing? Thank you for tuning in. Apologies that we're starting this game slightly later than planned. Unfortunately, Shot was supposed to be casting this game today, but due to internet difficulties, he's not been able to followage, not following Caswez. Unfortunately, he was unable to actually have the stream thing. So yeah. Yeah, it's a weird one. I don't know why it's spelt like that, but it's one of the standard ones that came to the moot bot that I oh. 1 second everybody. Message in here please. Here please. Which team is on attack slash on which side first? I can sort it if you're the wrong way round. So yeah, apologies everybody that today's stream might not be as clean cut and everything as you might be expecting. But yeah, so far, yeah, so with me having been pulled into this sort of last minute, unfortunately I haven't been able to yeah, I haven't been able to get everything set up as I maybe would have liked to ahead of streams like I do, but we'll get everything underway soon enough. So, there we go. OT is Vorg will be on attack, so they're the blue team and the orange team. Orange team is attack now, and blue is attack on OT. Correct way round? Hopefully it is. I'm just waiting for confirmation from both of these teams now. As soon as I've got that, we should be going underway. Well, getting everything underway, should I say, and getting into this one. Predicting a 14-0. Okay. Okay. Well, if I can get it working. Game 1 score. Zodiac B win and Vortex win. Right. Let's give you all. Does it let me do this? Got it. There we go, everybody. I've got a prediction started. For those of you that are watching, what you can do here is you can get bits that you earn from watching the channel and you can apply them to the side that you think is going to win. So you basically put in a bid, as it were, and depending on who wins at the end of this, then, yep, you will get some bits back. Of course, if you vote the team that loses, then unfortunately you won't get any of your bits back. But if you do win, then you will get more bits back, because all the people that lose those bits will go to them. It's kind of betting, but at the same time, not really. Coastline, Zodiac B, defend. Yep, OT, Vorg attack. Okay. Swapped it. All good to go. I'm telling them I've swapped it, but I haven't actually swapped it, but I'm doing that right now. There we go. So, the teams that we are seeing today. There we go. Oh, that's a shame. It's your boy Beast 6000. Welcome to the stream. Hi Kaz, thank you for the follow. Greatly appreciate it, man. But yeah, the more you watch the stream, the more bits you will get. So of course, the more you watch me, the more you join in for streams like this, you will eventually get some bits that you can then, of course, put on you can back up behind teams. So let me just double check that everybody's ready to go. Both teams are. Sweet. Here we are, everybody, going into map number 1, which is Coastline. Today's match is between Zodiac B and Vortex. Like I say, it was a bit of a last minute stream for me to get into today, so unfortunately, like I say, if there is a little bit functionality issues or other such stuff, I do apologise for that, but I wasn't quite as prepared as I would have liked to have been. Going forwards, it has to be said. Oh, that's annoying. I cannot cast a thingy. I love your voice. Thank you very much. Carmas. Thank you. Hey, Franco. I see you there. I see you there. How are we all doing today in chat? Of course, please feel free to drop a message to anybody that isn't already in the stream watching today to come and join in. Get as many viewers as we can on this one. I greatly appreciate it, and of course helps me out, and of course helps the league and the teams out a lot. Of course, we can see all of these. Not going to lie, you're my favourite caster. Thank you very much, Connor. Thank you. Greatly appreciate it, man. Well, since you enjoy me so much, if I am your favourite caster, do pardon me, then what would be great is if you could invite some friends along to come and join in the festivities, the enjoyment this evening. It'd be great if you could get some friends to come along, either drop a follow or just come along watch some Siege. If you've got some friends that of course aren't already in this league, aren't playing the game tonight, but they're interested in Siege, get them to come over and have a watch of this stream. It, like I say, it greatly helps me out, and it'd be greatly appreciated if you could do that. Because you never know, this might be a good place for some people to start off. Some of the Pro League casting stuff, which Carmaz is saying that I should apply for. Well, maybe. Yeah, I certainly wouldn't say I'm up there with some of the Pro League casters yet, but maybe we can get there. But with help from you guys, hopefully I'll be able to. Hey Connor, apologies Zodiac B, but I've got 300 riding on Vortex here. Well, I think at the moment, because no one's actually voted on Vortex and I'm not actually able to do so, everybody's just going to get their money back, unless it does something extra. But yeah, hopefully, Zodiac B are going to prove us wrong and go and show us that, you know what, they are actually made of something, and maybe come away with a win here, which might mean that all you guys lose all those wonderful bits that you've earned, and maybe the one person that puts some on Zodiac B will win big. But of course you actually need to put someone on Zodiac B, and you can't vote for both teams either, so that's a bit of a shame. You're better than almost every Pro League casters there are. Ass motherfuckers brought females in. Wow, well, I wouldn't be quite sexist on that. I wouldn't necessarily agree with that point, but I do think that some of the Pro League casters maybe aren't necessarily the best in my personal opinion. But, like I say, that's my personal opinion. And your boy, Mr. Beast, I will not do that action, good sir. Anyway, the first round that we're seeing here, we have Zodiac B on the defensive, deciding to go into the kitchen service site as their starting defense on Coastline. This is a very running and gunning map that is actually the first time we've seen it so far in this league. No teams yet have actually decided to come and play this map, apart from these two that we're now seeing today. So we'll see exactly how everything performs, exactly how both of these want to take this, but you can already sort of maybe get the impression from the side of Vortex that they want to play as quite aggressive and rather run and gun by the fact that they've bought both the Ash, well, which everybody does, but more importantly, that Ying is on the board. There is a Jaeger to counter it out slightly on the side of Zodiac, but Ying has 3 Candelas. If the ADSs are burnt, and not all 3 are together, then you can roll those Yings in sight, and all of a sudden everybody that sat there is just completely blind, and life goes a little bit doolally. I'll discuss the bans a little bit later as well. Anyway, we see a couple of... I think we see all members of Zodiac B all being down in sights, or actually Legion is playing upstairs in the VIP room at the moment. Just waiting to see if there's going to be any roamers, which there is, well, not roamers, but roam clear coming out from the side of Vortex. Some intel there, obviously, coming out onto that Legion as Kirksey manages to, Krusty, should I say, runs around the corner and headshot him through that sofa. Starts putting these Nomad jabs down at the top of the stairs to stop any rotates, so his team can start playing the vertical. Game on, of course, going down below, managed to pick up a kill into Kitchen from the blue bar. Here we go, the Ying's coming out, but of course first one being eaten by the ADS, but now that ADS is burnt, the rest of the Yings go in, and here comes Ying. Shots onto the Jaeger, running further in, closer into service, and the smoke is right on that rotate, manages to win that gunfight, and now it's a 1v5 situation, with SPRX Gamer being stuck in that hallway, and unfortunately getting flanked by the Hibana, who dropped that hatch right behind him, didn't hear it happen, so he doesn't turn around to be able to put a shot back. And unfortunately gets completely taken out, seeing a flawless round coming out to begin here on the side of Vortex. Wrong grammar. There you go. No joke, it was Jesus. Oof, oof, kills got slapped. Oof. They violated them. Yeah, it wasn't exactly the best of thing. And Karmaz, we called M&K because we believe some of the kill cams that we saw from one of your players did look rather suspicious. We have investigated that, and unfortunately we didn't provide the evidence enough to prove that it was Mouse and Key. I don't believe that player is on your team anymore, so it's just one of those things that happened. We move on with life. Vortex be laying silvers. I don't actually know what rank all the Zodiac B members are, but certainly the fact that they're in the Zodiac B team would suggest that they are maybe slightly less what's the word? Their players that maybe haven't played this game as much, don't have that experience, certainly in the comp setting as well, compared to maybe some of the players on Vortex. So certainly their Baz has played on a few teams recently. I don't recognise all the rest of the players apart from, of course, Krusty used to play on the Ice roster before they disbanded. But by the looks of it, and certainly knowing Maz and where he's got these teammates from, chances are they have played a bit of comp before, so of course that certainly puts Zodiac at a bit of a disadvantage if they haven't played any comp before. But we'll of course see whether they're able to put any gun skill that they have together later on. This is certainly more of an attacker favoured map though, with it being quite a running and gun. And it's certainly going to go in favour of Vortex to begin with, especially if they maybe have a bit more experience on that side. We see, of course, Zodiac going to the top floor sites here, the hooker and billiards room. Probably the preferred site for most teams, so it was a little bit unexpected to not see them go here, but of course the kitchen can often be a good site to hold as well. But of course they opted to go for that kitchen site first. Ying repelling in here on the big double window, of course getting 3 kills in the previous round. Will she be as effective as she was previously, using those Candelas to blind the members of Zodiac as they push aside Oceanic or Oisink, getting a nice clean shot into Penthouse there, onto the head of the mirror that was playing it. Did she pick a mirror? I believe she did, but unfortunately lost her head while she was in the process of it. Oisink picking up kill number 2 as Jaeger decides to swing that door from VIP, getting his life taken away from him. Game on, picking up another kill with a headshot as he pushes through onto the player that was on the shield. I believe that was the Vigil. Shoots default cam in 90 and starts pushing it towards site. The entire team now being 5 versus 2. Ruben managed picking up a kill though on the side of Zodiac. Well played there as one pushes into luggage, sees the head of the Ying, pre-fires, does a little bit of damage and managed to walk away with his life still intact. Kills being the only other player on the team. Still having two of the smoke canisters in his back pocket though. Of course, if time can be wasted long enough, they could prove quite useful. But a flash coming out from the player on the side of Vortex means that Oshink is able to run in and get the kill. Ruben gets a double kill though, but Krusty running in as the Nomad manages to finish him off. Meaning it is now 2 rounds to none in favour of Vortex Gaming. Zodiac B is swinging way too much. You tell him, Karmaz. You tell him. They are your B team after all, so you might want to beat some sense into them. Anyway, thank you DXAlism for following. Apologies if I butcher any of your names when I'm also doing any of these follow call-outs and stuff. So I apologies about that. But yeah, thank you very much for the follow. It's greatly appreciated. We're now sat at 58 followers, guys. Let's go. Only like 3 weeks ago I was sat at basically 2. So thank you all for your support so far. It's absolutely brilliant. Yeah. Christy with the gold charm. No, bronze charm, sorry. Likes to show off that once upon a time he did indeed hit bronze as his highest rank. What did you mean gold? I don't know. It's bronze, you blind. I don't know, I didn't actually see it, but I'll pay close attention to it this time. The team of Zodiac B now deciding to go back to this kitchen service site to see whether they can actually get a win on this one. Of course, they were completely taken apart in the first round, it going completely flawless on the side of Vortex. However, this time they may be able to see if they can perform slightly better and able to get a round on their side, or certainly bring the scoreline a little bit closer if they are to lose. You'd hopefully see a few more kills coming out from them. Certainly if Ruben is able to continue his good form and 2 kills so far into the game, they should be in with a fighting chance. It's like most of the members of Vortex are now pushing onto this office side. I think one of the main things that is helping Vortex here is the fact that when they are pushing together as a team. So of course any threat that is posed by the members of Zodiac B, because they are on their own, even if they were able to get a kill in these gunfights, there's a member of Vortex stood right behind the one that they killed to get a refrag out quite quickly. Although currently we're having the Goyo here of FA Nova being Mr. Drones, so he manages pushing and collects the head of Game as he pushes through. That was a good opening kill, but Maz gets it instantly back, collecting the head of Mikase, who was pushing up through that security corridor. Nova though playing super close now with the pistol out. Maybe you want to swap back to the Vector Nova and actually try reloading it as he played. But Maz absolutely whiffs there, and a double kill now going to Nova as he's playing in this office here. Managed to collect 2 members that were attacking. Doesn't have diffuser with him, but thinks there might be a couple more, but at the moment there are not. So they're currently sat at the top of white stairs. Fizzle watching the top of white stairs here from the close angle. Nobody really playing upstairs though. Sledge going for those vertical angles, opening everything up. And Krusty putting Nomad traps down on the rotate. Currently though, Kills of course is playing by Vars. Does he quite realise that he's been droned out? No, he doesn't. Impact nade coming out. Does he get to see anybody playing in VIP? No, manages to miss a shot and takes about 50 points of damage. 75 points of damage when you include what Krusty has managed to do onto him as well. Could you try and spectate the Romans this round? No, I'll spectate who I want, thank you, Karmaz. Of course, Oshink on the sledge here, deciding to push up as best he can to pick off the Roma of Vigil, sat in Hooker here. Unfortunately gets taken out with that nice shot and finally finished off from the down position, landing a headshot in the process. Certainly helping his headshot percentage right there. FA Nova still alive downstairs, throwing a C4 up top of white. Doesn't collect anybody's hit points. Well, doesn't collect anybody's head, but may have collected a few hit points, although I believe Fizzle had already dropped into the main lobby. Now watching that CC rotate to make sure that the Goyo of Nova cannot rotate out. This is looking far more favourable inside Zodiac B with 30 seconds left on the clock, and they still have 3 members alive. But as I said, that Ruben takes a load of damage from the roof as the sledge shoots down through the floor holes that he's made. Oshink now swings round and gets another shot. It was actually the Nomad of Krusty playing that vertical angle that had been opened up by the sledge. But Oshink now pushing into sight, getting a double kill, triple kill total. Fizzle is planting behind him as we're now left in a 1v3 situation. Can Spirits Gamer clutch this one out? He manages to get it down, and a Capcan, oh my goodness, that could have gone so well, but he got stuck on the rotate, trying to rotate through, and Krusty Krusty was watching that from above, managed to easily pick him up as he got stuck on that rotate hole. My goodness, the Capcan almost coming in clutch there, leaving it in a 1v1 situation. Unfortunately though, the call that the rotate was being watched from above did not come out. So unfortunately, we saw Gamer's life being taken off of the board as he tries to squeeze through that rotate that wasn't quite big enough for him. So unfortunately, Zodiac B, despite being so very close, don't quite manage to get a round on the board so far as we head into round number 4. Currently 3-0 in favour of Vortex. Well, that was exciting. And everybody says Capcan isn't overpowered. He is. He's definitely overpowered. But hey ho. Oh, dearie me. And I hope everybody is having a good evening today. As we see Zodiac B now deciding to go back upstairs, but this time opting for the penthouse master bedroom site. Bringing that mirror once again, as we've seen played on a couple of sites previously. FA Nova deciding that the Vector is just working for him today, so now swapping onto the mirror. Not quite as powerful as she used to be. She used to run, of course, the 1.5 times on her Vector, but now that has been taken off of her since it was considered to be slightly overpowered. But the Vector is still an incredibly good gun and at close range, as we saw Nova using it in the previous round. It can be quite powerful. Nova deciding that someone's going to be holding billiards, whether that's himself or another member of Zodiac B. Either way, he's setting up this mirror window here, looking into the hooker room from billiards. Of course, this will be relatively easily droned out because, of course, it does have... It is a hard window, but, of course, Nova here not quite realising that one was on repel. The call had come out that there was a mirror window there, and it instantly gets popped. Little bit of bad use of utility there, but, of course, Nova wanted to try something. Unfortunately, didn't quite work out, and now he's being pushed from two fronts by the Ying of Game On and also the Ash of Maz. But once again, Nova connecting the head of Game On, who was pushing that Aqua Balcony super offensively. Offensively? Aggressively, that's the word I was looking for. English stopped working. Yes, Franco, I know, I struggle. Anyway, FA Nova here now on the roam with the mirror. Maybe not the expected operator to be doing this, but starts getting shot from above. Once again gets a kill onto Maz, who drops off of that balcony. Well played to Nova, of course. His life was indeed traded back, but he's managed to put his team ahead by getting a double kill before his life was taken back by the members of Vortex Gaming pushing. There's still 3 of them left on the board though, and 4 members of Zodiac B are still alive. However, so far from these players, they have the same number of kills between them that Nova has himself. Hopefully this round, though, they're able to pick up a few more than they have done previously. Of course, we'll have to see exactly how this works. Weird strat. Hey, Wardzy, welcome to the stream. And indeed, it was a little bit not necessarily expected with that mirror window coming out, looking into the hooker. And if, of course, it hadn't been droned out, then maybe it could have been used. But we'll have to see what happens. Unfortunately, though, Christy manages to take down Gamer as he pushes out top of White Stairs, but instantly traded back by Kills, who gets a kill onto Oshink. I'm probably absolutely butchering that name, but hey ho. Anyway, Fizzle now pushing as Christy falls to the close shots coming out, I believe, from the Jaeger of Mikase. Fizzle now being left in a 1v3 situation. With 40 seconds left on the clock, this is still very much doable if he can take these gunfights one by one, but a call coming out, meaning that the Jaeger of Mikase, goodness me, I'm forgetting the names already, guys, manages to swing and pre-fire that angle, collecting the head of the ace as he pushes up the 90 corridor. Well played there from Zodiac B, managing to get a round on the board. Now, so far from both teams, we are seeing 2 players on each side, popping off a little bit. On the side of Vortex, we're seeing Oshink, and on the side of Zodiac B, we're seeing FA Nova. Of course, slightly different kills between them. Of course, FA Nova having died in all the rounds so far, but also having put in the impact in the rounds where he died, though. 2 of them anyway, getting a double kill in 2 rounds, meaning he's currently sat on 4. The rest of his team, of course, picking up the pieces where they need to, managing to clutch out the previous round once they've been given the numbers advantage. And of course, on the side of Vortex, they do have slightly more kills because they did have those 2 opening rounds that went very easily and easily in their favour. Goodness me, I can't English this evening. Goodness me. But here we are as we head into round number 5, as Zodiac B decide, you know what, we want to win. Top floor worked. Let's go back to the other top floor site of Hooker Billiards and give it another go and see exactly how we're going to work out. Once again, Nova deciding that the Vector is the way forward, and once again bringing that mirror to fulfill those duties. Also bringing the castle here, a very standard op for this top floor site to try and get a bit of map control by closing off specific rotates, like that double door at the end of 90. Bit of a strange pick coming out on the side of Ruben, though, being the Warden. We have seen some very good Warden plays, or certainly I've seen some very good Warden plays coming out from some players in this league and others. I believe the one I saw most recently was Caswez, absolutely popping off with Warden in a game where it was Rebel Nation Shadow versus SBG. This game today, though, being played against Zodiac B versus Vortex Gaming. Both of these teams very new to the league. Unfortunately, we had some dropouts in the form of Team Lethal and also... who was the other team to drop out? I can't remember, if I'm honest, at this point. Focusing on too many other things at the moment, so I can't remember. I will hopefully be able to remind myself of that. But either way, we've had 2 teams unfortunately drop out or change. Oh, that was it. Ice's roster folded. So Vortex has taken the place of Ice, called esports, and Zodiac B has taken the place of Team Lethal, as Ruben, with that Warden, coming up strong, getting a headshot onto the player of Game On, being the opening kill now 3 rounds in a row as he pushes through that Hall of Fame corridor. Losing his life to a very well placed headshot. Ruben, though, playing super close to that barricade, getting a lot of damage done onto the Ash of Maz, but unfortunately falls before he can get the kill. Apologies, Maz has now swapped onto the sledge, and Oshink is on the Ash. Krusty once again sticking with his trusty Nomad, managing to pick off the head of FA Nova, playing all the way in billiards, holding this long angle here. The wall currently being opened by Fizzle, who is now going to be joining it for his teammates. Now got a bit of VIP control, pushing in, but of course the castle of Gamer lying on the floor watching. By the looks of it, a bullet hole onto the end of 90 could prove crucial later on, which now rotates off to watch this second mirror window that is actually placed on this reinforced wall in the middle of Hooker, looking through to Billiards, which is where the side of Vortex is now pushing from as they have taken active control. The Jaeger swings though, and Maz manages to pick up his head in that gunfight, losing quite a bit of health in the process, but still coming away with the win. But now they have to attack into this mirror and the castle that is sat behind it currently. Cass is looking for it, but pre-fire's coming out from the side, meaning he's getting shut down. And the Ash of Oshink has pushed up close. He manages to get down onto the... a double kill coming out from Gamer, now putting Favor very much back in way of Zodiac here. Picking up the kills that they need. Kills getting some nice damage done onto Fizzle, but Krusty turning that corner and landing the kill onto Gamer, who is playing in Billiards. It is now a 2v1 situation in favour of Vortex. Kills 99 being left in this 2v1 situation. Maybe if he'd been a little more aggressive there, he would have been in a 1v1 while the plant was going down. But now he's definitely left in a 2v1 with only 40 seconds on the clock from when that plant goes down to get back to site, get the kills that he needs, and also get that defuse off. No ninja defuse able to come out right here. Kills opting to go through the 90 hallway. Free fire's coming out. He does hit a little bit onto the Hibana, but doesn't manage to actually collect her life. No more pre-fire's coming out, but he misses the shots. He's going to need to start being aggressive and pushing up at this point. But at the moment, the Hibana's just waiting there at the side. He goes for the drop shot and he lands it, manages to pick up the life of Fizzle, but now he's in a 1v1 situation, and Krusty lands the headshot from behind the bomb, securing a round that definitely looked to be more in favour of Vortex after they got that plant down, but 100% giving them the win at the end of that one. Well played to Vortex, playing this game very well. Being kept on their toes, though, so far by Zodiac B. Certainly the first few rounds, it seemed they needed to warm up a little bit. They got flawless in the first one, but now they seem to have got into a bit more of a rhythm. And, of course, the opening kills are going more in favour of Zodiac B. Of course, they're not necessarily able to keep it together right to the very end, so they have... the scoreline maybe doesn't reflect how close the last few rounds have been, but it's good to see them putting up such a good fight and not making it so easy that Vortex just walk in, get all the kills, and then win. They are actually putting up quite the fight, and Vortex not being able to just sort of lay back and put their feet up on this one. They are actually having to work for this win if they want it. As we go into the final round that we see for both of these teams on their current sides. Of course, you see Zodiac B on defense and Vortex being on attack. Of course, if we go into OT, we will see both these teams playing these roles once again. But if we do not see overtime, this will be the last round that we see both of these teams playing in their current roles. Will we see Favor swap completely when they do swap their roles? Will we see Zodiac B be able to pull back lots of attacking rounds in Favor once they're on that side? Or will we see the same dominance that we've seen so far coming out from Vortex? But of course, with the last few rounds, maybe that's not guaranteed, as Vortex, of course, only having lost one round so far to Zodiac B on their attacking side, but the last round was not a said and done deal right until the very end, and it was only thanks to a well-played 1v1. Well, it ended up coming to a 1v1 on the side of Krusty that they were able to actually clutch it out and eventually get the win. Maz here swapping onto the book now, deciding that, you know what, Ash isn't working for me today, as you can see, with him only having 2 kills to his name. Oshink now actually going onto the role of Ash, swapping off of that sledge from earlier. Yes, it's your boy, I believe. Krusty must now be a Nomad main, because he's certainly playing him a lot. Shots coming out here as Oshink finds the vigil of kills playing in the blue bar. Shots coming out, not quite landing, but FA Nova once again getting and absolutely punishing Maz, who was pushing upstairs. I believe he was playing a mirror from Penthouse. Indeed, he was. Managing to, of course, get the shots he needed. And Ruben following it up with a headshot onto Oshink. Seems that whichever play I'm swapping away from is the one that's going to die. So hopefully I'll stick on Nova and he won't die in this little engagement. Of course, very much in favour, though, of Zodiac B at this point. As we see them currently 2 bodies ahead in a 5v3 versus Vortex. Nomad's coming out to try and open up this window, with the mirror deciding, you know what, I'm not going to play anymore. And another kill coming out for FA Nova as he lands the shot onto the head of Krusty as he pushes through there. Drone work coming out now, though, of Fizzle, who is the last one remaining in that bathroom. Will Nova be able to keep him stuck in there, and will he be able to get the kill here when he swings? A few shots coming out, but not quite able to get it. C4 coming out as well. Doesn't actually take any damage, managed to fall far enough back, but another headshot coming out and Diffuser drops in the bathroom. Game on now, left in a 1v5, but quickly makes it a 1v4 as he collects the head of kills. Now pushing in from this blue bar side, but Diffuser is the other side of the map. Jaeger decides to try his luck in the angle though, but gets downed in the process. Will be in sight though, so might be able to get picked up by a friendly teammate there, but nobody going for it right now. Hopefully one does. Prefire coming out through the soft wall there does a load of damage onto Gamer, who was in that courtyard area, hopping over the wall as the bandit left on currently 10 HP. Mikase still down, but finally being picked up by Ruben, who I believe joined. No, it was FA Nova. No, Gamer, goodness me. Everybody's rotating all over the place at the moment. 2 members now, though, of Zodiac being left on the tiniest little slither of health as Game On decides, I'm going to use that Ying as a little bit of a distraction. Decides to instead rotate through the security room. Actually sees that in the mirror, tries to shoot her, misses quite a few shots, so it gets the down, but the bandit's there for the refrag, and indeed, Gamer gets it, getting the refrag onto game 1 and putting Zodiac B with another point on the board as we head into round number 7 and we see both these teams swap sides. Goodness me. Zodiac B is certainly coming from behind here on this one. Didn't look like they maybe had it together to face up to Vortex in the first couple of rounds, but of course the last 3 that we have seen on their defensive side, they certainly had it much more together. Maybe we should have seen the score going 3-3 at this point, but a well-played game coming out from the side of Vortex meant that when the numbers weren't in their favour on round number 5, they were still able to clutch out and get the round that they needed to put them 4-2 as they swap sides and go into the defending half. Certainly the way you want to be finishing it on this map, because after all, this is a very attacker-sided map. So you want to see when you're on that attacking side, you want to see the scoreline leaning heavily in your favour. But now, we swap sides. We see Zodiac swapping onto the offensive, and we see Vortex swapping onto the defensive. And we shall see where they go on this one. Let's just have a quick look at chat. Give you a shift for tonight's game. Yes, indeed, Connor, you hit the nail on the head. We have currently 17 or 18 of you guys in here. Thank you very much for tuning in. Hope you're enjoying the stream so far. Keep the messages coming in the chat, both chatting to each other, but also chatting to me when I can. Of course, if I'm focusing on the game, I can't always chat to you guys, but I do when I can. Maz was a 1-game wonder. Yeah, it certainly looks like it, Franco. Well, it is elemental casting. Thank you very much, Karmaz.
10 seconds to insertion.
You can actually time ain't there. You boys still holding on Vortex. All right, both teams. Yeah, both teams, of course, playing some very good Siege so far. Looks like Zodiac, of course, took a little bit of time maybe to warm up to this one. But Vortex certainly seem to be slightly lacking in those last few rounds, but hopefully they get it more together now they're on the defensive. They certainly seem confident in their abilities, as we see them starting to go for the Sunrise Blue Bar site as their first one. A site that normally most people don't go to as their first pick, but the fact that it's being bought out on the side of Vortex may suggest that they have plans for this site. Now we have a quick look at the scoreboard to see exactly what's been happening. FA Nova still topping his team with 7 kills, but the rest of his team have now picked up where they had left off and have been able to collect some kills of their own. Glad to see that that has been happening. On the side of Vortex, lots of kills coming out, apart from the side of Fizzle and Maz. Unfortunately, not been able to get the kills where needed. Maybe if they had been, the scoreline would be slightly different, and we might be seeing more of a 6-0. Zodiac B here deciding to stick together as they push in. Looks like they're trying to get a bit of top floor control here on into Hooker, as Kills holds this angle currently. Gamer also holding the angle from Hooker, looking towards Billiards. They know a player is in there, but do they know exactly where he is? They do now because Maz has gone off his drone. Shoots it, but Maz has headshot through the wall. Oh my goodness, you can't kill a man like that. That is just disgusting, disgraceful. But he doesn't walk away unscathed as he walks out of there with only 20 hit points to his name. He could very easily be taken off the board later on. Unfortunately, though, Gamer gets taken off very easily, though, with a bit of a cheeky, bit of a naughty sort of hip-fire headshot through the wall that maybe he shouldn't have deserved, but hey-ho, that's what happens. As we now see, of course, the remaining members of Zodiac B decide how exactly they're going to be pushing into this site. 2 members, the Ace and the Thatcher, deciding to try their luck, pushing on here into the bottom room, as Ruben gets a beautiful headshot through the wall that they have opened, or the opening in the wall, onto the head of that castle. Maz, being on super low health, doesn't stop him from killing people, as he goes in and collects the head of Kills. Oshink now with that SMG-11 of smoke, managing to land ahead of, I believe, the Ace outside. Doing a little bit, doing actually no damage back. Shots coming out now, though, from FA Nova, who is now trying to contest his angle. Does he realise that the smoke is standing on the table? He sees his arm, pre-fires, but doesn't quite manage to land the shots. Smoke playing still up on the bar, though, but of course, head height probably being aimed at by the smoke, but on the side of FA Nova, probably the head is not what he's aiming at. IQ here, though, decided to use this opportunity to go for a bit of a flank and has pushed into service entrance. Not many drones or much intel around here, so will the side of Vortex know that she has pushed in here? This could prove crucial if they don't. If she's able to get into sight, get that control as required, then... But as I say that, Maz has got to rotate open from above in Billiards, sees her sneaking up down this long hall, and finally, as Nova starts pushing and gets down onto the smoke, but instantly refragged by the remainder of his team who are playing around him, meaning that all members of Zodiac are now lying cold and dead on the floor, putting another round on the scoreboard for Vortex, currently 5-2 as we head into round number 8. Now, one thing I didn't get to talk about much earlier was, of course, the bans, because I was talking to you guys and I was a little bit rushed with setting all this stream up and everything. We see Jackal, Blackbeard, Valkyrie and Melusi being taken off the board here. Melusi, pretty standard ban on this map, same with the Valkyrie, of course, both wanting to get rid of the delays of people getting into sight. That Melusi can be incredibly annoying when you're executing onto sight right at the very end of a round, because they just slow you down so much, and of course they cause all that noise and alert the defending team to your presence from whichever angle you're pushing from. With the Valkyrie, though, she's mainly been taken off the board, probably to just alleviate the fact that this team just doesn't want to be dealing with any runouts. I believe it was banned by the attacking team, which is currently Zodiac. So Zodiac banned that off, I believe. I believe that was, like I say, just wanting to cut down on those runouts. Of course, Valkyrie can be quite powerful on this map. There's lots of trees outside that the cams can be thrown into, lots of positions where they're hard to see, hard to shoot. And with that extra intel that you get, that you don't get from the default cams, there's some very aggressive runouts that, of course, can be quite difficult to counter unless you know they're coming. Vortex deciding for their second site to go down here onto the kitchen site. Kitchen and service entrance. Let's see how exactly they're going to be holding this one as we move further into this round. The other bans of Blackbeard and Jackal, basically just getting two operators that people really don't like to play against. And certainly on this map on Coastline, the roam can come in very critical. As we see that Maz tries to go for a bit of a spawn peek, but FA Nova punishes him by taking almost 75 of his hit points away from him. He's like, no, you don't spawn peek me. Instead, I spawn peek you, and I take away almost all of your health, putting you in quite a difficult position later on in the round. But as we saw, Maz isn't phased when he's lower on health. As last round he was left on about 10 to 20 HP, and still went off and got himself a triple kill. So he is really not phased by the damage done to him so far. However, it does mean he's slightly easy to kill, so a good shot from one of the members of Zodiac B will easily put him out of the game. Prefire coming out on kills here, is currently on the double billiards rappel. Doesn't manage to net himself a kill, and Maz manages to get himself out of there and starts playing on these cool vibe stairs. A prefire coming out, not quite managing to land on Maz, but very, very close to him. Nearly managed to take him even further off the board as he's left on even less health. 10 at this point, goodness me. He is not a healthy boy. Mikase has pushed into the VIP lounge though and started to try and take that 90 control with the rest of his team. As we see Gamer running past as the Zofia heading towards that white stairs. Top floor control basically being completely in favour of Zodiac B now, looking like they're now wanting to use that book to start opening up the floor into the kitchen site, allowing them to start playing these vertical angles and opening up a bit of an advantage for them that they can then press as the rest of the members on the side of Zodiac B then push into site. Will they push through the service door though? Will they go in through the kitchen window? Or will they indeed decide to go over to Sunrise and push from there? At the moment it's yet to be decided, but Ruben gets the first kill of the game as he pushes down that white stairs into the main lobby and collects the head of Game On. Once again, Game On being unfortunately the first player on the side of Vortex to be picked off from this team. Thatcher being used to get those bandits off the wall as the ace now begins to open triple wall into main lobby. Soft wall being left here to allow shots into sight as Ruben pushes off and gets a crossfire going from Fizzle, who is playing in blue bar. Fizzle now opens his rotate to allow him to move if required. Oshin playing with the SMG-11 in the middle of this site. Getting shot at by an incredibly long angle at the main reception. I believe that was FA Nova with I believe the 2 times. Yep, 2 times indeed on the rifle, meaning that engagement was very much in his favour. Mikase now on a similar amount of health to Maz. Unfortunately though, Zodiac B have left this far too late to execute, and with 10 seconds left on the clock they are left in a 3v3 situation. Now it's a 2v3, it's now 1v3 situation. Can Zodiac B get something going here? Unfortunately though, Kills is playing above and does not have the time to rotate it into sight to get those kills where required. Goodness me, I can't English this evening. Goodness me. It all looks so favourable for Zodiac B. They managed to get quite a lot of map control. They managed to get a lot of walls open that were very crucial in taking the site. But unfortunately, the execute and getting to that position just took them far too long, which left them 15-20 seconds left on the clock. And unfortunately, they weren't in a position where they could safely just push in at their own pace and get the plant down. Instead, they were forced to sort of rush in a little bit gung-ho. And unfortunately, the players of Vortex were there ready to pick them up and put them down. Meaning that we now see Vortex going 6-2, which now puts them on match point as we head into round number 8 or round number 9, because I can't math. We see a Monty though being picked out on the side of Zodiac B, being played by Mikase or Mikase. How have I been pronouncing it so far? I don't know. Krusty though swapping onto maybe a bit of an unexpected operator for this site, going on the Oryx. Oryx though is arguably one of those operators that is slightly more viable on Coastline, because often the places that you would shut down the rotates and the roams from roamers, he kind of bypasses. You'd normally put, say for example, a Claymore at the top of white stairs here, or you'd put a Nomad, but with the hatch going into luggage here, he's not really affected by it. If he opens that hatch, he can rotate up here and get into luggage quite easily. Of course, if someone is just watching that angle, very easy to take care of. The same can be said, of course, for the hatch in Penthouse Master Bedroom here that allows him to get behind anybody playing in VIP or Penthouse and 90. And finally, he can get also back right into sight, which is hopefully where most of the control will still be with his team, should he want to, through that hooker hatch. Of course, if they know that the Oryx is on the board, then Zodiac B might be able to do something about it. Fizzle, though, deciding to take the role of Spawn Peak off of Maz and actually gets the kill onto Ruben, who was playing the Ying there. Quite a crucial operator to be losing so early on, so a bit unfortunate there on the side of the Zodiac B. Well played though on Fizzle for going for that early spawn peek and making it work. Fuse also being here on the side of Gamer. Whether he'll be able to quite use these effectively, we'll have to see as he goes through an incredibly bold fuse charge of the Aqua Door. Only 2 of them were able to be deployed before the fuse charge was destroyed though, so not the most effective as they could have been. Mikase though, playing on this hooker door now, but with an Oryx close. The perfect counter to a Monty is this man. Fuse though, going for the most boldest brass fuse charge I have ever seen though. One fuse grenade though manages to get released before it gets destroyed by the shotgun of that Oryx. Another fuse charge going on that hooker window though, as one comes through once again. Actually doing more damage though to the Monty Mikase than actually does to any of the defenders, which is a little bit unfortunate. But FA Nova now pushing down below, manages to pick up Maz, and Fizzle has also fallen earlier on. Didn't quite see who that was to, possibly FA Nova as well. FA Nova now has that sunrise control. He knows the hatch is open, but unfortunately loses the gunfight to the Ella shotgun that is playing on the hatch. Game On, of course, running that most hated and dreaded of weapons. But the Fuse has rotated down to support his down teammate and manages to get the kill onto that Ella. It's now 3v2 as the Monty unfortunately gets taken off the board by Krusty, who runs at him as the Oryx and manages to take him out of the game, with both the shotgun and the Rima Dash being used most effectively against that. Shots coming up onto the Oryx here, somehow not quite doing damage though from below. I'm not quite sure exactly how that happened, but here we are. Oryx rotating onto the Cool Vibe stairs, but the Fuse is now pushing up behind him. The Oryx now realising that he's coming. The Fuse deciding to switch on and drone instead. The other remaining player on the side of Vortex is the Smoke of Oshink. Currently playing in the billiards room, watching for any flanks, but none are coming out yet, as all 3 members of Vortex B, Zodiac B, I apologise, are pushing on this side. Although now Kills has rotated round and perfectly manages to collect the head of Oshink. It's now a 1v3 situation. Shotgun of Krusty though, coming up big, but a flick and a half from Kills onto the Cool Vibe stairs. Manages to collect the final kill, the head of Krusty, as he tries to go through that rotate, and secures round number 3 for Zodiac B. God, that rhymed. I'm a poet and I didn't even know it. Well played to Zodiac B, of course, keeping themselves in this fight. They still have a long way to go, with Vortex being on that match point with 6 rounds to their name so far. 3 rounds on the trot here, though, from Zodiac B will mean that we go and see overtime. However, will they be able to string 3 wins on the road together? I'm not fully confident in them. That's not to say that they haven't been playing good Siege so far. I just think that they have the consistency so far to get a couple of rounds on the board, but I don't think they're going to be able to get those 3 on the trot that they need to push this into overtime. They have been playing very well though, and maybe there might be a few more votes and predictions that go in their favour when we reach the end of this game and we move into the second one.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
Thank you, Karmaz. Thanks for all the love, man.
Attackers have located.
I'm glad you appreciate the casting, and I'm not just annoying and loud and whatever. I just want Elemental to notice me. Hey, Jacob. Or Wardies. You got your pizza yet, Connor? I don't know. I don't know. He still hasn't noticed. I literally just noticed you.
Attackers have discovered the location.
I noticed you. Kaz for admin in Karmaz League. Well, that's maybe this isn't necessarily the place to do it, Kazwez, but hopefully you can get something. Also, Kazwez, I hope you appreciated the Warden being played early on the defensive side by Zodiac B. I believe it was played by Ruben, and he managed to net himself an opening pick with it. So that's what plays. He noticed me. I did indeed. Weesty, how are you, man? Hope your dinner was good. See, I was playing with Weesty, Connor, and a few of the other guys from this league before I came on this evening. Unfortunately, we were in a rank, so I wasn't able to get on sooner, since Shots was unable to actually cast this game due to internet connectivity problems. But at least I made it in time, and here we are now watching this great game of Siege so far. Certainly Vortex showing that they've maybe got it slightly more together than Zodiac B in some situations, but Zodiac B have certainly been putting up the good fight coming on. Although FA Nova, as I say that, gets shut down by the castle holding that bar angle. Unfortunately, though, the smoke canister that is deployed doesn't manage to leak through the wall of the door and kill FA Nova, but he walks into it and takes a little bit more damage. Don't do that, Nova. Don't die to the smoke. Smells a bit bad, so he coughed and lost a little bit more life. Pings are coming out on Maz. He has been spotted out, playing above like he was previously on the roam here. Currently at the Vars corridor. As we see Sledge and the IQ pushing into VIP. Game on though. Managing to finally do something after a few rounds of being quite quiet. And collects a kill onto Rubens. He pushes in a nice flick from Gamer there. Flicks onto the head of Game On and instantly trades back, meaning we're now in a 4v4. But once again, the health is not in the favour of Zodiac B. They have 2 full health players, but the other 2 are just 1 bullet hit away from death, which is never a good place to be in these situations. Maz has completely given up his Vars position though and is deciding to go for on a full flank all the way to White Stairs. Doesn't quite see the member of Zodiac B though, pushing the hallway. Somehow wins that gunfight. I do not know how. Maz, you whiffed. Gamer, you whiffed. I don't know who whiffed worse. Evidently Gamer in this instance, because Maz walks away winning that gunfight for his team. Watching though the impact angle that he put in earlier on, seeing if anybody's foolish enough to walk in front of it. Maybe not expecting him to be playing this angle all the way down in the main reception. Of course, the 3 remaining members of Zodiac B are currently playing above, although I don't quite know where Mikase is. Mikase, oh, you're pushing down the White Stairs, trying to get a flank on. Will you realise that Maz is at the bottom, though, in the main reception? I certainly think Kills has realised, but will Mikase be able to go and support him by doing a pincer manoeuvre on Maz? Maz is certainly one of the players that they want to get off the board right now. Vigil being quite difficult to spot, but with 15 seconds on the clock, they have not managed their time here once again, as Krusty gets a shot either through the floor or onto the head of Kills, as he has to push in. Nova being a bit indecisive what he needs to do, Mikase being faced by a castle barricade. They just do not have the time to execute here, and unfortunately the timer ticks down, meaning that this first map goes in favour of Vortex. Very well played there on the final round to just delay out the side of Zodiac B, delaying them as long as possible, meaning that eventual push onto site just didn't come. There wasn't even an attempt to plan. Too much time had been wasted. If the game timer was a little bit longer, maybe we would have seen that go in a slightly different direction, but unfortunately today the winning side for this first game went in favour of Vortex. Very well played to Krusty, who of course top franked with 12 kills there. Congratulations to him. But also notable shout outs from both sides. Oshinik, however you pronounce it, and also Nova on the side of Zodiac B, playing incredibly well there. Thank you, Karmaz, for using the bitties for hashtag Elemental Best Caster. Thank you very much, man. Greatly appreciate it. Couldn't have 19 of you in here right now. We're just going to have like about a 10-minute break in games here. I just need to rest my vocal cords for a little bit. And just to let you all know, I will be running a few ads in this break. Now that I've become affiliate, I am able to do so. So I'm going to just run a few of them to hopefully get a little bit of Wonga in my pocket. It's greatly appreciated if you stick around for it, but we will be back shortly with game number 2. So thank you all for tuning in so far. Please enjoy the ads, if that's even a thing that you can enjoy. And I'll be back with you in about 3 to 4 minutes. Hello everybody and welcome back. Hopefully that ad break wasn't too long for all of you. It's greatly appreciated that you've all stuck around for that. We've just got about 5-6 minutes more. We're going to be going into the second game, which will see us playing on Oregon. We will have Vortex starting on the offensive and Zodiac B starting on the defensive, with overtime Zodiac being on defense, I believe. Second map, though, of course, as I said before, is going to be Oregon, a map we've seen quite a bit so far in this league. I've put up another Game 2 prediction as well, everybody, so get those bits voting. Deciding, of course, which team you think will be coming out at the end of this one. There was no ads being played. Oh, that's a little bit strange, Franco. I certainly clicked it. You may have ad block on, though, or something. I don't know. It should have. It said to me, I clicked the button that said run 180-second ad break. So it should have done it. Anyway, so far the predictions are rolling in. You have 10 minutes to pop your predictions in there. You can vote as few or as many bits as you want, but of course the more you put in, the more you might get out. Of course, last time we saw it very one-sided. I believe all votes going on the side of Vortex. However, after the performance that we've seen coming out of Zodiac B, we do have a couple of people voting on them to win this one. By the looks of it, looks like Beebish and somebody else. Yeah, Beebish putting in 190 points, being quite confident there. Meanwhile, Caswez is very confident in his vote on Vortex, putting 600 bits in for them to win this second map. How are we all doing, everybody? It's your boy, Mr. B, 6000. Thank you very much for the follow. Apologies that I missed that slightly earlier. And also, Kratico, thank you very much for the follow, my dude. We're now currently at 60. Greatly appreciate all the love that you guys are giving. Greatly appreciate all the follows. So thank you very much for that. Greatly helps me out. And of course, the more people that we get in here every day, the more we can make this channel grow together. I cast both on this channel, but I also cast sometimes with a guy called Conchcast. You can find him at Conchcasts. Literally, that is it, on twitch.tv. Go over there and find him. We'll do duo casts on some of the other streams that we play together. Thank you very much, Kaz, for watching all my ads there. There we go. But yeah, I do duo casting over on Conch's channel with him. I also do, of course, casting for a couple of leagues on my own channel. I'm sorry about my ad. I don't choose what my ads are. I just click give me an ad break and they run them. The symbol next to your name means that you have put some bits into the prediction, Caswez. That's what they mean. So the fact that you've got the blue one next to you means you have voted for Vortex to win. You've chosen option 1. Meanwhile, Franco, of course, as you see, and also It's Your Boy Beast have both voted on Zodiac B, which means they have the pink icon and option number 2. But yeah, everybody get over there, get those predictions in. I want to see which team everybody thinks we're going to see win at the end of this one. Certainly after the performance put up by both of these teams, I'm expecting to see a bit more of a fight being put up by Zodiac B this time round, especially because they certainly seem to be getting into their rhythm at the end of the last game. Although they do start on the defensive side, which of course they possibly prefer. No, they start on the attacking side. I can't remember. It's set up correctly, so hey-ho. High roll at 800 bet, I've left 10. Fair enough, Caswez. Well, hopefully Vortex win in your case then, otherwise you're going to have to wait a while to let those channel bits stack up again. Thank you, by the way, Karmaz, for the highlight. Hashtag I catched Elemental for my league. Catched? I'm assuming you meant caught. That's probably a little bit of a translation problem there, but I get what you mean. Yes, I will also be casting for Karmaz's league. It's called Galactic League. Currently, I have 4 leagues that I am a caster for. The main one that I cast for is the PS4 Rainbow Six League, which is one created by Connor Wilson. Big shout out to Connor for setting all this up for all of us. So, yep. Thank you very much for that. I'm main caster on there, but I also do a little bit of casting for EOL and for the Resistance Siege League. Both of those sometimes done with Conch, but also some done on my own. And the other league that I will be starting doing some casting on soon and also playing in as part of the Counteract roster will be the Galactic League. Bishai, are you so voting for Zodiac B? They're going to get the W. Can I get noticed again? Yes, you can! I see you. I see you. Fortunately, you were messaging at the right time because I can pay attention. Make sure to get those predictions in thick and fast for those of you that haven't done it. Even if you've only got 10 bits, let's get them in there. Let's get them into the big pot and mix them all around, of course. If you do want to get more bits so you can bet more on whichever team you want to see coming out on top, then you need to watch the stream more, is basically all that I can tell you about that one. If you watch the stream a bit more, then of course those bits build up over time. And eventually you will be able to have more in your pocket to then put more into the prediction. And of course, depending on what the prediction outcome is, will depend on how many bits you get back. Sometimes you can win big, sometimes you can win small. Sometimes you can lose everything. But that's where the fun is with all of this. And certainly these teams will maybe prove us right, maybe prove us wrong. It's yet to be seen. Just using my bits on the enemy team. Oh dear, bad cop 360. That maybe doesn't sound like maybe the best idea. Zodiac Main could get only 2 rounds on RNS in their league game. I have no faith in them. So, sorry, Carmez. Oof. This guy does casting everywhere. Indeed I do, Carmaz. Well, it feels like everywhere. It might not be everywhere just yet. Let's see what else is going on in here. Elemental for Pro League Summer 2021. Well, maybe. Maybe. I doubt I'd rise through the ranks that quickly, but one can dream, eh? Anyway, just going to check with the teams now that everybody is ready. And once we are, we will be underway. As the 20-minute mark has passed, which I said we would start at, but I did a boo-boo. Just going to wait for them to just double confirm. And then we will go into game number 2, which will take us to Oregon. Right, we're ready. Let's go! Kaz was in scrim when they tried. You got 2 maps on them. I'm loving the trash talking in chat so far. Of course, keep it as clean as you can, boys. I don't want any racist, sexist, homophobic, any of that sort of language in here. But feel free to chat shit all you want. Just, of course, keep it within sort of gentlemanly chatting shit. There we go. Krusty has voted on himself. Make sure you get out of the stream now, bad cop. To make sure you aren't accused of stream sniping. Don't want to be dealing with that again. You better get out of there, bad cop. Somebody let me know if he's still in here. And I'll be a little bit annoyed if he is. Bebish YY, thank you very much for the follow, my dude. Greatly appreciate it. Oh dear, we've had a disconnect. Can I pause the timer? Yes, I can pause the timer. Why is everybody leaving? I may have got the sides the wrong way around. Did I get the sides the wrong way around? Quite possibly. I will quickly find out exactly why everybody's left, and we will go from there. I misread the message and managed to get them the wrong way around. Apologies, everybody. I'm just going to leave this game and have to set up a new one. Whoopsie daisy. You wouldn't think that I've done this before, would you? Oh, thank you, Carmaz. Yeah, I managed to get the wrong sides. Rookie error. I apologise, everybody, for that one, but we will hopefully be able to rehost very quickly and get everybody into this game nice and quick. Thank you, Weasty. Fuck you too. Zodiac B going to win. Just spent all my points on them. There you go. That is confidence right there coming out from Bebish. Let's see if that confidence is well founded or whether he has put his money on the wrong horse. Mistakes happen, it's okay. Oh, thank you for forgiving me. Thank you for forgiving me. Anyway, we currently have 8 people voting for a Vortex win. Meanwhile, we have 3 people voting for a Zodiac B win. It's certainly more in favour of Vortex at the moment, but we're yet to see, of course, who will come out on top. I've got to work out exactly who I'm inviting to this game now. There we go. Get everybody in. Done all my points as well. Big up Zodiac B. Yes, I'd certainly like to see Zodiac B come out with the win. Not that I'm favoured towards any team in particular, but certainly with how they were picking up speed in the previous game, getting the momentum going, it'd certainly be nice to see that they come out on top at the end of this one. But of course, we'll just have to wait and see. Man said, man said if you're a rookie. Man said rookie. If you're a rookie, what is every other caster? I have no idea, Carmaz. I have no idea. What on earth is that? Replying to Kratika. I've done all my points as well. Ah, fair enough. It ain't allowed in Sweden. As in the predictions aren't allowed in Sweden, or something else. Apologies, guys, for getting the teams the wrong way around. They're just inviting the rest of their teammates. Like I say, I was sort of rushed into this one a little bit, so I I was not expecting to cast this evening, so the fact that, of course, we got rammed into this one, well, I got rammed into this one, was a little bit surprising, but here we are now. Caswez, yeah, Maz better pull his socks up and actually play well, get the big old dub for you. So, the team that is starting on attack is... Okay, Vortex Gaming are defending. They're currently on the blue side, so the attacking side needs to be orange. There we go. And then... So, Vortex is defense first. Correct. Let's see. And then in OT it should be Zodiac B to defend. So the attacking team should then be the blue team. No. Yeah, no. Correct. Yeah. Guys. They're all confusing me. This isn't helping at all. I think I've got that the right way round now. So Maz's team, which is Vortex, are defending first, which means that the orange team needs to attack. Yep, there we go. We're all ready to go. Let's get into this one. For the second time tonight, we are going into map number 2, which is Oregon. Hopefully I haven't fucked this one up. But we will soon see. I should put another prediction up, saying that who's going to predict that Elemental fucks up the team. I think it'd all be everybody would win. Everybody would put 100% into me fucking it up, because I certainly did then. Whoopsie daisy. For the second time, we are going into map number 2. Yes, indeed, Caswez. You can clip it if you want. Make fun of me. Although, strangely, it is the first time I have properly fucked up like that. Normally, I get it pretty much bang on. Why are you leaving, Maz? What is wrong? You're on defense. Maz? He's too hot to handle. Yeah, maybe. Maybe he's just had a bit of an issue. I'll be able to pause it shortly so we can get him back in. The rest of his team can do bans without him. But once we've done the bans, I can give it a quick pause and he can join back in. Sounds like he had a game chat glitch. There we go. I was going to say, if it's because I've messed up again, I would not live this down. I know there'd be some people out there that are just like, nah. Ooh, my stream seems to be buffering. Yeah, I know my dashboard page is using up a lot of my internet. I am aware. Anyway, the bands coming out so far have been the Thatcher, Hibana, Ella, and the Mirror. The Mirror being taken off is a pretty standard pick on this side. Most people just do not want to be facing mirror windows as they're pushing on into the different sites of this map. The Ella being slightly more unexpected, though, coming out. Oh, Maz has got back. Perfect timing. I'll unpause it in a second once he's properly in. But yeah, the Ella being taken off the board, maybe a little bit unexpected, but maybe it is Zodiac B deciding, or whichever team it was that faced off up against the Ella shotgun, deciding, you know what? We don't want none of that this game. So just getting her completely off the board, getting rid of that gun that is in her hands, and also getting rid of those Ella mines that cause so much concussion and people just do not appreciate, do not enjoy all of that jazz. Seems to be having some bitrate drops, so I'm just gonna bear with me a second while I close down a couple of things to make sure I'm still running at my best capability on this one. Fingers crossed everything works a little bit better. How's everybody doing this evening? How many people have we still got in chat? Who's joining in? Thank you, Franco, for the emotes. Greatly appreciate it, man. Oh, dear me.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
There we are. Hello, Hunter Z11. Thank you very much for the follow, my dude. Greatly appreciate it. Thank you for joining the group of people that's come and watch me make a fool of myself while I try and cast. No, I'm not TTV Elemental X YouTube. No, I'm not that bad. I do plug my YouTube, which if you'd like to see it, type into the chat the command !YouTube, and it will give you a link to it. Selfish. Well, not selfish. Bit of a plug there. And the PS5, Kratico, I do not currently have a PS5. I'm hoping to get one at some point, but right now I'm still playing on my trusty PS4. Although I do have my computer screen open on my left, which is where I run basically the dashboard for my stream from, so I can watch you guys' chats pour in, I can handle the predictions, I can call out followers, and also just see how the game's looking and if we've got any issues and stuff. So Zodiac B now being on the defensive. Not Zodiac B, apologies, I am messing this up royally today. We see Vortex on the defensive as Oshink, playing that tight angle, manages to collect the head of kills as he swings that corner a little bit too aggressively. Not expecting Goyo to be playing there with the Vector. Completely taking him off the board before he really even has time to react. Seems a big push here coming out on the side of Zodiac B though, pushing through into this blue bunker. They now have one member in, which is Ruben. Mazzo has collected the head of Gamer as he was pushing on top floor, I believe. Fizzle gets another one for the side of Vortex, and this is looking very much like a repeat of the last game where we saw a Flawless coming out in the very first round on the side of Vortex. Will the members of Zodiac B be able to manage to pull it back though? Has the little break been a little bit too much for them? Of course, we'll just have to wait and see. Shots pre-fires coming out there, but not being able to land onto anybody from Ruben as he plays in this elbow position. Mikese has completely left him on his own though and has decided to wander off basically to small tower. I don't necessarily think this is the play when you're in a 2v5 situation like this. I would sort of say stick together, because if nothing else you want to be trying to refragging your partner as you're pushing around. A really bad time to look away from the angle though there for Ruben as Oshink swings it with the Vector, managed to collect the head of Ruben. And now see Mikese being left in a 1v5 situation. I don't believe there are any roamers, everybody's on site. What on earth is going on in here? I do not know. Vortex taking the piss a little bit, but hopefully Mikese can push down at the right time, in the right place, and punish them for this madness, for this little I don't even know what they're doing. Are they being a human centipede? I don't quite know. They're certainly trying to gas everybody, but that is definitely not the play. Mikese is taking a little bit too much time here. Of course, if he'd pushed in with with the side of Vortex being so cocky, he could have maybe got a kill onto one of them. But shots coming out, he unfortunately misses it, and Oshink manages to land his third headshot of the round, securing the flawless victory for Vortex on their first defensive side. Very well played from Vortex. Unfortunately, Zodiac B being punished a little bit there. Vortex rubbing salt in the wound by how little they were sort of caring at the 1 minute mark to 30 seconds. Crawling around on the floor as they did. Yeah, I know, they're sort of rubbing it in a little bit, but hopefully that was enough to get the blood boiling inside Zodiac B and they can start getting their mojo back, which they had on Coastline previously. Certainly there's 3 people out there who have put 1.1 thousand bits into Zodiac B winning this one. Of course, it's going to hurt them a little bit if they lose this, but we'll just have to wait and see when we finally hit that full match score, which team will come out on top. Vortex now deciding to go onto this top floor hold, the kids' bedroom and games room, I believe. Bringing out the Goyo once again on Oshink, who has been playing it so incredibly well so far, netting 3 kills so far in only 1 round. 2 or 3 of them being headshots, one of them just being outright vector magnum damage, which is pretty intense. Of course, using these Goyo shields in place of bringing any other shields on the side of his team, as we see. Actually, no. I do beg your pardon. Smoke has a shield, so there are 3 shields currently in play. 2 of them go bang, 1 of them doesn't. It's a bit like Russian roulette, but the wrong way around. And we also see 3 C4s being brought out on the side of Vortex. Maybe looking to play those vertical angles if they let Zodiac B get that sight control, or maybe just using them for that indirect explosive damage in whatever position Zodiac B decide to push. Mikese, though, deciding that IQ is no longer the way and instead has swapped onto the Blackbeard, one of those cursed operators that nobody necessarily enjoys playing against or playing as because of that shield. Well, actually, people do enjoy playing as Blackbeard because that shield does often eat a load of bullets that were destined for your head, but at the same time, nobody likes playing against him because the amount of times you go, I should have headshot him, but you just didn't. Fizzle, though, here being droned out on the back of the rear stairs, not able to shoot any drones. I know that feel. I've felt like him a few times myself. I was in a scrim the other day against Counteract and could not hit a drone. And I just got absolutely butt-fucked by about 4 players that just pushed on into sight because they had all the drones on my ass. And I just couldn't shoot any of them. So far, not too much action coming out on either of these sides. But a Maverick being bought to try and open up this back attic wall. The bandits being taken off, or should I say the mute jammer being taken off. There is no bandits in play here to mean that they can start to get that wall open. The Goyo, though, playing up super aggressive of Oshing. Managing to score those shots onto the foot of the Maverick. Twitch moving over to go for the pickup, though. C4 trying to be snuck through the gap here. Doesn't quite manage it. He blows it up anyway, but it doesn't manage to secure the kill as the Maverick had fallen far enough back to get it. Mikese manages to punish Mazzo, who was trying to come up behind on that flank, taking him completely out of the game. This wall at the back, though, is not yet fully opened up by the Maverick, and they do have an ace. There's a hard breach that could come around here and help, but Ruben is currently droning in sight and looking like he's wanting, and has already opened that closet wall. Watching onto that shield that is playing on near the default plant spot, watching all the way onto this breach, and bad timing there as he sees the head of the mute peek round the corner. If he hadn't been pulling away, he might have been able to land a clean little headshot on there, trying to converse down the mute. The smoke, though, playing on another shield in trophy, the 2 shields facing onto Ruben. This is going to be quite difficult for him to push. Game on, of course, being sat in this trophy room right now. Of course, if pressure is being applied from attic, though, he might be pushed off it quite easy, as they've left one of the attic walls behind him soft. Currently, though, attic has not properly been opened yet, but the Goyo shield in attic gets blown to deter that member of Zodiac from pushing through. Certainly everything looking a little bit more in favour of Zodiac this time, but once again the timer is running low. As we see 15 seconds left on the clock, now moving to 10 as Oshink picks up a kill. Gamer gets another one back, Mikesa gets another, and now it's a 1v4 situation with Game On left in this position with really bad odds. Gamer putting down the diffuser in kids, and there we go, Ruben manages to push out from the attic, collecting the final kill and securing round number 2 for Vortex B. After being completely slapped flawlessly in the first round, Zodiac respond in suit by maybe not getting the flawless back, but certainly proving that they're down, but not out of this one right yet, as they even the scoreline at 1 round apiece. So we head into round number 3. Wouldn't necessarily say it was shambolic there on the side of Vortex, but certainly with the man down advantage, disadvantage should I say, being the man down. It allowed Zodiac B to, of course, push the advantage as they went into sight, getting the kills that they so desperately required, collecting those heads, putting the bodies of Vortex on the floor, and eventually getting themselves in that 4v1 situation with the plank going down. Pretty much impossible for Game On to win it at that point. He tried his best, but unfortunately he wasn't able to win it out in the end.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
Round 3 sees us go back to this top floor site on the side of Vortex. They're going to be trying to hold it, probably by the looks of it, in a very similar fashion. That's trophy shield coming up for the smoke here. Slightly set back to allow for maybe some ADSs to be placed to hopefully pick up. There we go, the ADS being placed down on cue by Krusty there. With the shield being slightly back from the door, it means that the projectiles, as they come through it, will get zapped by the ADSs as they cross the threshold of the doorway, but just before they hopefully hit the shield. However though, a well-cooked grenade that lands this side of the door in the bedroom will destroy the shield through its blast radius and not get zapped by the ADSs. So maybe that shield's a bit too close, but Smoke is obviously happy with the position where it is at the moment. Haven't seen many of you popping up in chat. How's everybody doing? Are you all still in alright, or has there been a problem with the game and I need to maybe rehost or something? Hopefully that isn't the case, but if you are still there, do give me a wave in chat or something. It's nice to see that people are still there and I'm not just talking to myself. Once again, the attic push looking like it's going to be the main focus of attack to begin with on the side of Zodiac B, as they're investing the Blackbeard of Mikase and the Maverick of Kills onto this side. It's good. Hey Jacob, cheers for the clarification, my dude. Only 11 of you in here at the moment though, so not as many as we had earlier. Where's everybody gone, guys? Hopefully for dinner or something like that, and I haven't scared you all off with my terrible casting. Two players of Vortex though playing quite aggressively here in the attic, trying to get an easy kill onto the Maverick here. Once again, Maverick, of course, being put in quite the position. Maz getting a C4, though, onto Ruben. I believe that was through the floor as he tried to open up that closet. Was I indeed correct? Yes, I was. He tried to go for that closet wall, but either a pre-placed or with Maz playing below, the sound cue came out. He threw it up and claimed the life of Ruben as he tried to get his thermite charge placed on that wall. Still a lot of focus going here into the attic. As we see Maverick trying to open up this wall, hasn't quite managed it yet though, it's still solid. And FA Nova getting down through the hole. Maz picking up his second kill so far, as another one also went in favour of Vortex. This is not looking like the best of rounds for Zodiac B, as the Maverick is still struggling to open up this wall. Maybe there is another way. Dude, hey B-Bish, good to see you still here. By the way, guys, if you have some friends that do enjoy watching Siege content like this, whether it be casted Siege or whether it just be Siege content in general, it'd be greatly appreciated if you could drop them a message to say that we're still over here streaming and see if they would be interested in coming over and joining. Oshinkno playing on those boxes nice and close, managed to get that angle onto the head of the Maverick who pushed off, collecting him nice and easily. The slow peek though coming out from Gamer, manages to win that gunfight though, collecting Oshink's head, putting the round a little bit more in his favour. 1-4 though is certainly not a likely round that he's going to win as he starts pushing up into this smoke. He's playing close on Attic. Shots coming out, he does a lot of damage but doesn't manage to kill him. Pistol being brought out but being caught in the smoke, and the Maestro is left on the tiniest bit of health. He is not in a good place. C4 though, not quite getting it. 13 seconds on the clock though, with the tiniest slither of health means that Krusty just has to swing that angle and land a singular bullet. And there we have it. Round number 3 goes the way of Vortex. Certainly seem to have sussed out Zodiac B on their attack on this top floor hold, and decides to completely clap them on this one. Certainly looking a much stronger defensive side there for Vortex than we saw previously, and proving to Zodiac that, yeah, you won that one, but we know what you're going to do, so we're going to counter it and we're going to punish you for it. And that's exactly what they did, getting, of course, those early picks with Maz using that C4 through the floor, also being on the roam and collecting a few heads while he was on it. Eventually leaving a 2v5 situation, with the last two remaining members of Zodiac B trying to push on into that attic through the reinforced wall. Not exactly the easiest thing to do, especially as there's only one hole that they can both fit through. They can only go in 1 by 1, not 2 by 2, but 1 by 1. Unfortunately meaning that they were very easily taken off the scoreboard and put to sleep permanently, or at least until we go into this round here. Of course, 3 rounds have now elapsed, which allows Vortex to go back to the site that they won on the very first round, which is the basement laundry site. Doing a very similar setup to previously, although one of the Goyo's shields being slightly moved, I believe, from the previous position. I don't remember it being played on this laundry door in the same way. But of course, we'll have to see exactly what push will come out here on the side of Zodiac. They now seem to have bought the Blackbeard on the side of Mikase as a bit of a staple, just deciding that is the way they want to go from here to help them get those wins. But of course, other members of the team, mainly by the looks of it, sticking to their roles as planned. Let's see whether they can have a little bit more of an effective push onto this basement site this time. Gamer, what on earth are you doing? A spawn peek though coming out from Big Tower. Shots being missed by Ruben, but eventually picks up the headshot onto Maz. That was looking like such a good spawn peek to begin with from Maz, doing lots of damage, but eventually being punished by Ruben with that 2.5 times scope being on the Thermite. The push once again looks to be mostly coming into this elbow blue bunker side, but of course with those head holes being opened up on the electric box, it seems that, and the my playing pillar, that this push might be a very difficult one to complete again. A drone there getting a tiny bit too close to the wall, or being shot by the Cade through that drone hole, not sure which, but either way can completely remove from the board. The Cade being taken off the wall as well, and looking like it might be being used for a trick, or put in a position where it can't so easily be shot. Mikase though deciding he's going to be leading this charge into the blue bunker. With that shield on, of course, he can maybe survive a couple more shots than the rest of his team. He's doing a couple of pre-fires onto the angle, held in electrical box, but no one is currently sat there, so nothing is going to hit. The Mai currently sat on the pillar stairs, watching though the rear stage staircase. Nothing is happening yet, and the Maverick has instead rotated off and is going for that hatch. Trying to get this open here and seeing how effective he can be at this. With, of course, the Cade being on the board, they cannot use any other sort of hard breach to get this hatch open without directly destroying the Cade. So it means that this Maverick is left to try and open up the hatch. Doing a relatively good job so far, and there we go, the hatch is now open. Thermite has joined him upstairs, maybe not the best place for him to be, since he could be very useful in opening up either that electrical or elbow wall, allowing the team to begin pushing on into sight. They do still have the man advantage though, with 1 minute left on the clock, as we are still in round number 4. They have that hatch open, and they've now taken a bit more bunker control, pushing in and taking control of pillars and electrical box. The Goya though has fallen off and is playing his second shield. This is not focused at the bottom of the pillar, and he still has shots onto that first one that was left at the pillar staircase, so he can shoot it when required to blow it up and cause damage to anybody pushing there. Zodiac though now springing into action and beginning to push. Ruben though being downed by a smoke canister and finally being taken out by a game very well played on game on, putting that in a very nice position. Maverick though deciding to swap onto the elbow wall to try and open that up. 4 members apiece on each of these two teams' side with 20 seconds left on the board. 1 smoke canister still left in pocket, so that door will now be shut off for the remaining 15 seconds of the round. It's going to be quite difficult for them to push in. A nade coming in, doing a bit of damage to both players there. As Zofia crouch walks in, the smoke is finally coming off as Zofia gets another down. She gets another, not quite kill onto the Goya. Oh no, pushes up. Goya trying to get a kill onto the diffuser. And eventually he does. The man who was planting being put down on his arse in the corner. Unfortunately, I didn't quite capture that. And the last 2 remaining players on Zodiac not able to collect the kills that they needed to secure that round. I believe maybe 2 or 3 people from both teams were just sat on their arse at that point, being in the down but not out position. That was a little bit messy at the end. It nearly worked in favour of Zodiac, but unfortunately they just weren't able to collect the kills where they needed it, which allowed Vortex and I believe Oshink playing on the Goyo to get in and down the planter / kill the planter, which meant that as soon as that clock struck 0, because there was at least 1 or 2 members of the defending side still left alive, they were able to secure that easy, well not easy, but certainly well-deserved win for a good strong hold there right at the end.
Attackers need to locate and
Oh, dearie me. This game so far has been utterly exhausting. My voice is certainly hurting from a long week. But I'm just glad to be able to be bringing you guys this game, and we're able to have this one casted, despite the fact that Deadshot unfortunately was unable to cast this one this evening due to internet connectivity issues. Wondering where everybody's gone, by the way. Who's come online on Twitch that they might have been leached off by? By the way, thank you those of you who are still tuned in for joining me today. Greatly appreciate all of you. And hopefully for some of those of you that have, of course, put your predictions in on which team will win, you're sat here with bated breath, waiting to see which of these two teams will walk away with the win, and whether you will walk away with quite a few bits in your pocket compared with where you were previously. Hey Jacob, how you doing? Please tell me Kieran's watching as well. If not, get him on. A relatively standard setup coming here on the side of Vortex onto this dining and kitchen site. Deciding to opt over this one rather than going to the top floor. Maybe to throw off the side of Zodiac a little bit. Leaving one of the walls in the shower room soft though. Glad to hear he's watching. Jacob. Yeah, of course, leaving one of the walls here, though, in the showers soft, so they have head holes that they can use to look into small tower, but kills! Getting an early pick onto the head of Oshink, who was playing up here towards the kids' bedroom trophy area. Not quite sure exactly where he got that kill, but also interesting to note that the kills is running the hard breach gadget. Mazzo on the roam has punished the player of FA Nova, who had pushed down with diffuser of all things into the freezer. He has been accompanied by the Blackbeard though, and there we are, the shield proving right there why so many people hate it. Mikese maybe not landing his initial shots, but eventually picking up the headshot onto Maz. But of course Maz probably feeling a little bit scammed there, as his first few bullets look to be on point, but with the Blackbeard having that shield, it completely ate all of the damage, and he is left with only about 30 points of damage done. Blackbeard, the scummiest operator in the West. Gamer here on the Maverick decides to try and open up some small holes with his Maverick torch through the soft floor beneath him. Does he see the toes of this Maestro playing around? If he does, this could be quite a nice pick for him. Doesn't quite see it at the moment. Trying to get a nade though onto the one on the counter. Not quite sure that is as game on. He actually ends up doing some damage to himself through the floor because of the new bullet, not the bullet, the shrapnel physics. So unfortunately he isn't actually able to get the kill. Quite a safe position for Game On to be playing here, but as I say that, Christie gets picked up by Ruben on the Ash, who was pushed down into small tower. Killzo gets downed by the Outer of Fizzle, but he gets picked up quite quickly. Game On left in a 1v3 situation, but Gamer runs in, pulls his pistol out, and not one taps him, but shoots Game On in the head. These two teams, of course, looking very evenly matched so far in this game. Trading rounds back and forth, maybe not as much as we'd expect, since the scoreline is currently 3-2 to Vortex, but as we head into round number 6, the last time we see these teams playing on the attacking or defensive side, until we go into overtime. If we do go into overtime, it's certainly seeming a lot closer than the previous map. At the same point in the previous map, I believe the scoreline was reading 4-1 to Vortex, so certainly Zodiac have a little bit more control as we are heading into round number 6. Hopefully they can get a win on the board here and put us directly 3-3 as we then head into round 7 and the side swaps. But of course we'll have to see how this plays out as we see Vortex going back to the top floor and kids' dorms and dorms main hall.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
Did I just say hall in a very posh way? I'm not sure. Anyway. I'm just going to post a little reminder in the Discord chat for people to come and join in and watch the stream. Get a few more of us here. Currently in game 2 of Zodiac B versus at Vortex. Round 6 and the score is 3-2 to Vortex. Come and watch. There we go. And I've just got to share my Twitch link again. Da 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 da. Shameless plugging all of this. That's exactly what I'm doing. There we go. Let's get a few more people in here. Is Maz going for one of his spawn peaks again? No, instead he's going to play downstairs in the laundry room. Once again playing on the Malusi with a C4 in hand. Maybe looking to rotate up these laundry stairs, get into classroom and get a C4 on the hard breacher that is trying to push into this closet here. However, it seems that this time the side of Zodiac are going for a full big tower push, but also maybe putting 1 or 2 members onto this big window over here. Gamer taking a lot of damage though on the wall so far. Standing a little bit too close to it when it's electrified, meaning he's taken so far about 20 points of damage. Maz though was rotated up from below and collects the head of Kills, who I believe was pushing the meeting split door. Fizzle also gets a headshot onto Mikese. Surprising how he's managed to do that since he's playing as Blackbeard and does have those annoying shields that we saw deny the kill for Maz in the previous round. Certainly looking very much in favour of Vortex at the start of this round number 6. But of course we've seen both of these teams get advantages before and throw them away just as easily. FA Nova though not spotting that punch hole that you might have expected at the end of the garage. Ruben though getting headshots by Maz. Maz just absolutely showing up in this map so far. 6 kills to his name across 6 rounds, that's 1 per round. Can he pick up 2 more from the 2 remaining members on the side of Zodiac B? We'll just have to wait to see about that one. Unfortunately we have lost Mikese so far, or however you pronounce his name. Without the name in front of me I'm going to pronounce it so wrong, so we'll just have to wait and see. But so far we've lost him. Hopefully he gets back in before the next round. I will certainly pause the timer if he's not back in before we reach the end of this one, so we can get him back in and make sure that we're having both of these teams facing up with full numbers. Maybe his disconnect was part of the reason why he got headshot as Blackbeard. It is, of course, is quite a surprising thing, but we may never know. Unfortunately, I wasn't spectating him at the time. So you see Maverick going on the rappel here. Maz still having his C4 in hand though, goes to blow it up on the window but doesn't do any damage to Gamer, who's playing on this rappel. Contesting currently the Goyo, who is on that attic window. Having a little bit of damage done to him, but not actually able to collect anything in the end. Now Ashink now goes back to his little spot on top of these boxes in attic. Once again, the time running down completely on the side of Zodiac, not really in a position to really push into sight and do any sort of execute here. Smoke coming out from the kid's window, and Maz getting a triple kill by shooting through the smoke. Diffuser's down, and finally Game On collecting the final kill as Gamer rushes to get that diffuser and jump through the window. Smoke still lingering around a bit though, and managed to put him on the floor as he was on a little bit of health. Didn't quite make it out the window, but he tried. And a flawless round number 6 coming out on the side of Vortex as we head into the second half, round number 7. Mikese has now managed to join back, so hopefully we won't need a pause on this one. We can just continue straight in with the action, which is what we like to see. 4-2 is now the scoreline as we head into round number 7. Vortex, of course, being slightly ahead and now going on the offensive. From the previous game, we certainly saw that Vortex had it together both on the offensive and defensive. Finishing the other game as well on a 4-2 scoreline, so we're looking very similar to the previous one. But of course, we have seen some very good plays from Zodiac when they have been on the defensive as well. So it's not all over yet. There are still 3 rounds at least that need to be played before we can crown a winner. And hopefully a few more rounds than that will be seen before we get to the end of this one. Zodiac B deciding to opt for the basement laundry site as their very first starting position. Bringing the Goyo, Nova bringing the Goyo. Once again, of course, enjoying that Vector today. We've seen him play both the Mirror and the Goyo. Kills bringing out the Valkyrie. Trying to decide exactly where he's going to be placing his cans. Ruben bringing out the castle, using it to shut down some entry points into sight. Looks like they might be doing a bit of a turtle hold here. Mikese bringing the mute with that shotgun to hopefully open up some rotates.
5 seconds to go.
Currently just trying not to castle out of sight as Ruben looks to be putting a double castle barricade on the bottom main wall. Head holes being made here by the shotgun and Mikese. Only a couple though, and Castle deciding to finish them off. It looks like though on the side of Vortex they are doing a small tower push, looking to go very quickly and very cleanly all the way down to that. Oh no, Krusty! Oh, what a pre-fire through the wall. He knew exactly where that Valkyrie was going to be playing for her to throw the C4 and absolutely punished her by shooting her through that soft wall. A rush looking like it might be coming out on the side of Vortex. It certainly looks like they're wanting to get a lot of map control nice and quickly, which they have now done. And still with 5 players on the board and able to punish Kills, who was playing over that small tower side early on. Maz is now with the Ash managed to push all the way down into Freezer. and is starting to contest it, but quickly gives it up and decides to go around to help with the castle barricade at the bottom of main. Christy though telling him, oh, you don't need to worry about it, I got this, man. Sees the Vive alarm right there and gets his charge out to open it. Game on, getting another kill for the side of Vortex, and an ace charge being used to open up this castle here. A nade being cooked and thrown at rotate, but not managed to collect anybody's head. And Mikase, being the final one left in closet, gets very quickly taken out by Fizzle. 3 kills coming very quickly and very closely back to back right there, as once again Vortex are able to claim themselves another flawless round. That is 3 so far in this best of 2 series, but 2 so far this game, I believe. There may have actually been 3 in this one. I can't remember. Sorry. Hey, let me just double check. Dude, my circle button is broken. Uh-oh. I don't know who this is. It might be Mikase. His name is literally just K in the Discord. But he's saying that his circle button is broken, which may explain why he was stood there in, of course, small box, just letting his head be completely shot at there in that round. Of course, a very dominant win there coming out on that 7th round there from Vortex, as they just quickly pushed in, took that map control, punished the only roamer of kills, and then just pushed into shite. Into shite? Oh my goodness, that is probably the best Freudian slip I've ever uttered. Pushed into sight. There we go. I can speak again. Anyway, they pushed into sight, they got the control that they needed. Oh, look at this, everybody! A double reinforcement, so in sync. Oh, I'm so glad we got to see that. Doesn't it make you feel gorgeous and delicious? What was map score number 1, Connor? It was 7-4, I believe. Those who have been watching the entire time and haven't been trying to cast, do please correct me if I'm wrong. I probably am wrong. I think it was 7-4, but like I say, I'm not 100% on that one. Zodiac seemed to get their mojo at a couple of points, but unfortunately after losing quite a few rounds at the very beginning, were not able to collect the kills and rounds that they needed right at the end there. Kills once again being on this roam, running over to the small tower shower sides. No one pushing there yet, though, on the side of Vortex, as everybody else seems to be focusing on the main door and pushing in to get this closet, with 3 of the other remaining members of the team pushing the big tower. Maverick here of Christie actually doing a slightly better job than the Maverick we saw being bought on the side of Zodiac B, but FA Nova trading back that kill that I believe Game On managed to get onto Gamer, who was playing at the end of Attic. Drone coming out here from Christie as he throws it into Attic to try and find out exactly who is playing in this Attic position. Game On taking a lot of damage as he's trying to fit through that rotational. Not quite big enough for him to actually fit through at the moment. Maverick needs to make it a little bit wider. Of course, it seems that Zofia has maybe been putting on the pounds during lockdown. She tries to get through, but there's still a little bit of the wall left open, so she can't quite make it. Goodness me. Now she's finally in Attic and starts to push the advantage. Does the Cade realise she's pushed in? No, she... But a quick ADS and a kill comes out in favour of the Cade, who was playing in the Attic. Who was that? That was Ruben. Ruben, you are a very lucky man. A nade being super close as he has to run away, but not cooked, so he means he gets out there with his life. If that nade had been cooked, though, it would have been a very different story, as Ruben would have been taken off the board. Both because he was sat next to that Goyo shield, but also because that nade likely would have blown his knob off. There we go, let's say that. Currently we see Fizzle on the Nomad playing at the bottom of White Stairs, just trying to see if he gets some lucky shots through the floor. Deciding better of it since that door is barricaded, but Kills has been given the call and he's flanked below and he collects that kill onto Fizzle, now putting his team very much in favour with a 4-2 advantage here. 2-1 advantage in fact. But Krusty hears that and is like, no! Nova, you're not allowed to be in the game anymore, and very quickly takes him out as he pushes through the Attic here. He's pushing in deep, there's a Valcam spotting him though. And Maz now pushes in with the diffuser. It's now a 3v1 as Maz does not have his gun up, so he's not actually able to get involved in a gunfight. C4 coming out actually manages to collect Maz on the diffuse as Mikase collects the head of Krusty. And a very clear win we see coming out here for Zodiac B. Got the kills nice and early that they needed. Got the, well, Didn't get the opening kill, but managed to get the refrag, and then eventually got a couple of lucky kills there with Ruben playing on in attic, eventually leading to the man advantage and time not being in favour of Vortex as they had to quickly push into sight, try and get that plant down, but unfortunately didn't manage it as the C4 from below was brought out, as well as a headshot coming out from the Jaeger of Mikese. Of course, putting this scoreline slightly closer to overtime, but we're still a long way off from that yet. 2 rounds won in favour of Vortex will see them win this best of 2 series and get them 3 points to be put onto the leaderboard. Of course, so far we haven't seen either of these teams play in the league, as they are both new additions. We saw the side of Vortex. We saw the side of Zodiac B coming to replace Team Lethal, who, due to their coach basically saying we're not playing any games because we're not ready, they were kindly asked to leave the league. Because why would you join the league if you're not actually able to play at this time, or don't want to play at this time because you're not experienced enough? I understand they were an inexperienced team. I understood that they were maybe getting clapped by a lot of the teams in this league. But if they weren't ready, then they shouldn't have signed up in the first place. So, unfortunately, they're no longer with us, which means that we now see both of these teams coming in. The team and roster of Vortex being brought in to replace Ice Cold Esports, that's had a roster dispersal after some internal issues. This then meant that there was a space open that Vortex Gaming was able to take. Maz and Christie, being part of that original ICE roster, now deciding to play on the side of Vortex in this league. We see the smoke here of Ruben playing in the elbow position, a pretty standard position. Nade being cooked though, so far. And the Maverick trying to be thrown out. Gets collected by a my device though. And now all the ADSs are being burnt, and oh my goodness, Ruben is being completely pushed here right now. But Game On actually gets downed in all of that that's going on. And also, Oshink is left on the tiniest bit of health. Nova gets a kill onto Krusty though, but Oshink manages to get Nova a refrag as he pushes in. Game On is down though, as Gamer manages to get the kill onto Oshink with him being so low. Gamer getting himself a double kill. But very quickly, all the kills have gone back in favour as Maz and Fizzle managed to get themselves a double and a single respectively. It's now a 1v2 situation with Kills being the last one left alive, and he's off site. He was roaming. He gets collected by that Nomad device, maybe the sound cue coming out, advising his teammates, the team of Vortex on his position. Maz was watching the rear stage angle, but now he's stopped watching it, and that is the moment the Kills is going to try and push this. Things coming out onto Maz, but unfortunately the pre-fire missing its mark, and Maz being able to win that gunfight and collect the round for Vortex. Wow. Everything just happened at once. First we had the attempted push into bunker that didn't exactly go well in the case of Vortex, but then all of a sudden Kills coming back in favour, coming out from Fizzle and Maz, meaning the Vortex were able to very quickly swing the favour back on their side, going from a 4v2 to a 2v2 to a 2v1, and eventually winning it out by getting that plant down and collecting that final kill onto the roamer of Kills. Wow, I did not see that coming. I thought after the palaver that happened, as Vortex started pushing into the blue bunker, that we were going to see a very easy win for Zodiac B. Unfortunately though, they weren't quite able to keep it together right until the very end of the round, and like I say, some very nice shots coming out from Fizzle and Maz, resulting in Vortex being able to get that round under their belt.
Protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
This means that we now see the side of Vortex on match point for the second time this evening. It's currently 6-3. Currently, we need to see at least 4 round wins on the trot from Zodiac B to get themselves back into this one and stand a chance of getting 1 point on the board. Of course, Vortex are confirmed to have... Vortex are confirmed to have 1 point for definite, whichever way this map goes, whether they win it or whether they lose it. Because if they lose it, there will be a draw, and each team gets awarded 1 point if a draw is the final outcome. Of course, if they win this, though, they get the full 3 points, so they are guaranteed at least that 1 point that they already have. But as we can see at the moment, with them currently being on that match point, 6 rounds to 3, certainly looking like Vortex are definitely the favourites to win. Which is certainly represented by the predictions that you guys will give. About 74% of you and 74% of the bits going in favour of Vortex, while only 26% going in favour of Zodiac. This means that for the 3 of you that voted on Zodiac, you might be a little bit upset if they lose this one. But of course, if they end up winning it, you will get more bits than anybody would have done on the side of voting for Vortex. Vortex deciding to go for a big tower, very aggressive push here right now. Already 2 members being upstairs, but quickly being punished by Kills, who was playing upstairs on the roam. Very nice headshot onto Maz, gets an early pick, and also leaves game on about 30 hit points. Oshink manages to refrag back though, getting the head of Mikase, who was playing below, as they open up this wall here. Getting that position open, ready for the default plant to go ahead. 2 members pushing in from meeting now. Oshink going for the plant while Krusty pushes in deep to cover him while he goes for it. 2 seconds left, he's going to get this plant down. There's no contest coming out. Kills getting a headshot onto game on though, leaving it in a 4v3 situation. They certainly have the numbers, but with the plant down, it's going to be slightly more difficult for the side of Zodiac B to get this win. Oshink landing another kill, with a double kill coming back, and it's now 2v2. Nova getting another one. It's now a 2v1 situation, as Oshink managed to put it into a 1v1 situation. Oh my goodness, Oshink on the tiniest slither of health with 19 seconds. He just has to survive at this point, delay the time as long as possible, and he does! He lands the headshot onto FA Nova, confirming the Vortex win. Goodness me, that was a very close thing on the last couple of rounds here. A couple of players coming up big, managing to secure the last 2 rounds for Vortex. Goodness me, it's all kicked off there in the final round. But unfortunately we see that Zodiac B weren't quite able to keep it together in these last 2 rounds, and Vortex were able to come out. Maybe they're having slightly better gun skills right at the very end there, securing it out for them. Players of note, of course, Oshink and Maz getting 12 and 10 equally. Of course, Krusty and Fizzle also were noteworthy mentions, since they helped with some of those crucial rounds right at the very end. They may not have got many kills, but when they did get the kills, it was in very important rounds for the team, which helped get them towards that final win. Very well played to both of these teams today. It's been a pleasure casting their game so far. I'm just going to, of course, choose the outcome for the prediction, which was a Vortex win. Well done, everybody, for getting your bits. Shame that for those of you that voted on Zodiac B, unfortunately you won't be getting any of those bits back. But they did certainly put up a good fight, and I'm glad that we saw some people voting for them. Enjoy your bits, everybody. 4,000 bits go to Kazwez. Well done, Kaz, for putting all your eggs in one basket. Of course, it actually paid off today. It says 4k bits, but 1.4k channel points. Ah, very nice. Very nice, Kazwez. Thank you very much for your support, my dude. And thank you very much for all of you tuning in today. Ah, I see. 4k split between all the winners. Of course, the more you watch my channel, both when I'm streaming and casting like this, but also when I'm just streaming normally, you can build those bits up for when we get into the games like this, so you can put your predictions in and we can see those numbers skyrocket. It'd be nice to get like 10k on either side and see which way it goes, and of course who's going to be winning on either side. Anyway, thank you very much everyone for tuning in today. That was a very good best of 2 that we saw coming out of these 2 teams. Today's game was Vortex versus Zodiac B. The eventual winners of the best of 2 ended up being Vortex winning the first map, which was Coastline 7-4, and the second map, which was Oregon 7-3. I've been Elemental X6. Thank you very much all for tuning in. If you haven't already, please consider dropping me a follow. It greatly helps me out. But for now, I'm going to sign off. Just going to quickly run a 60-second ad to help support the channel, and then I'll see you all next time. Thank you very much for tuning in, and I'll catch you all later. Ciao for now.